Netanyahu will be addressing a Congress in which a significant portion already consider him a war criminal for his actions in Gaza. But now he might likely be facing accusations of biting the hand that feeds him from his allies in Washington. So should he be able to address our Congress after clearly blasting the administration? Well, let's talk about that. I'm joined right now by Ambassador Marc Ginsberg. He served as special envoy for the Middle East under President Clinton. Also with us, Jonathan Gilliam, a former U.S. Navy SEAL and former FBI agent. Thank you both for your great service here. So, Ambassador, I'll start with you. Should Netanyahu be allowed to speak? Is he just shooting himself in the foot here?
Actually, it's the Republicans who are playing politics with Netanyahu by extending this invitation in order to embarrass President Biden. Why? Well, Mr. Netanyahu is determined to buy as much time as possible to hope that by election time he can see Donald Trump, who is his, after all, the favorite candidate that he wants to see win. Why? Netanyahu has only one interest, and that is to buy as much time to avoid accountability for the worst prime ministership that he has overseen in Israel's history. And number two, he's competing with Defense Minister Gallant, who is respected in Washington, on his way to Washington, and this video is meant to embarrass the defense minister by suggesting that the defense minister is responsible for any what essentially is fictitious breakdown in arms deliveries.
Well, look, Jonathan, I want to go back to this question, right? I mean, we shouldn't pretend that Netanyahu is the only world leader to address Congress and throw some shade. We remember Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in 2022 regarding U.S. aid to Ukraine's war effort. Remember this?
Ukraine holds its lines and will never surrender. We have artillery. Yes. Thank you. We have it. Is it enough? Honestly, not really.
And then we go back to 2018 when French President Emmanuel Macron addressed Congress regarding Donald Trump's withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement after the U.S. had already committed to it, a move that he said his country didn't do when it came to the Iran deal.
We signed it at the initiative of the United States. We signed it, both the United States and France. That is why we cannot say we should get rid of it like that. To protect our democracies, we have to fight against the ever-growing virus of fake news, which exposes our people to irrational fear and imaginary risk. Let me say we have two possible ways ahead. We can choose isolationism, withdrawal, and nationalism. But closing the door to the word will not stop the evolution of the word.
So, Jonathan, back to the question about whether Netanyahu should be permitted to speak in front of Congress. Should we have world leaders speak in front of Congress while they're criticizing our government? Or is, that what being a great leader or a strong leader means, saying difficult things to your allies?
Well, I think it's very important. I think, that's what Congress, those individuals, the men and women in Congress are our representatives. And I think in the case when it comes to Israel, where Americans are being held hostage, where many Americans are divided one way or the other on the reality of what's happening, I wouldn't just stop at Netanyahu. I would have a Hamas leader there as well and let him explain what they did on October 7th and why they continue to attack Israel and not have peace talks with Israel that will eliminate any type of war on the Palestinians in and around the Gaza Strip. I think the American people need to see these individuals, and we need to hear what their thought process is, because for one, when they're telling the truth, you can see an impassioned speech, but when they're lying, you can also see that. Rather than playing in politics. And one of the things that Macron said there, I don't necessarily agree with him politically, but I did agree with that statement. When you look at the totality of the circumstances and you take the politics out of this, nobody is giving us the answers of what's going on here. Is Netanyahu correct? Did they withhold some weapons? Are they delaying weapons, which is also another tactic? And is our politics playing such a role in this election year and also an election year in Israel? Are politics playing such a role now that they are affecting the ability to wage war or stop war? I believe that's the case. And if something's happening here with our weapons not getting to our allies, we need to know what's going on.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.